The railgun round punched through the Zalthrine flagship's shield like it wasn't even there. Captain Derek Stone watched the impact bloom across his tactical display, then immediately regretted it. The alien vessel wasn't exploding. It was rotating toward them. "All power to engines," Derek barked. "Get us out of—" "They're hailing us," Lieutenant Maya Grant cut in, her voice tight. "They're what?" "Audio only." "It's singing?" The bridge speakers erupted with a sound like glass bells being dragged across marble. Beautiful. Horrible. Derek's teeth ached. "Cut it," he snapped. The sound died. His crew looked at him, waiting. Outside the viewports, the Zalthrine ship hung motionless now, its hull shimmering with colors that shouldn't exist in normal space. Humanity had been at war with them for 6 months. Nobody had ever made the Zalthrine stop before. "They're hailing again," Maya said. Derek's jaw clenched. "Fine. Put them through." This time a voice came, feminine, cold as vacuum. "Identify the weapon." Derek blinked. In 6 months of war, the Zalthrine had never spoken to humans. "They'd just killed them. This is Captain Derek Stone of the weapon," the voice repeated. "Identify it or die now." His weapons officer, Kyle Bradford, was already shaking his head frantically, mouthing the word, "Don't." Derek ignored him. Railgun. Magnetically accelerated projectile. Basic physics. Silence. Long enough that sweat started beading on Derek's neck. Then, basic? "Yeah," Derek said, because apparently he'd lost his mind. "We've had them for decades." "You don't?" More silence. The Zalthrine ship's hull rippled. "Impossible," the voice said. "Your species is classified as primitive. Your technology is chemical-based, crude, slow." "We adapted," Derek said. "In 6 months? In 6 hours?" It was true. The first human ship the Zalthrine destroyed, the USS Valiant, had bought enough time to transmit their shield frequency. Earth's engineers had retooled every railgun in the fleet by the next day. "We're good at adapting." Another pause. Longer. When the voice returned, it had changed. Still cold, but something else underneath. Something sharp. "You hit our flagship on your first attempt." "Second," Derek corrected. "First one missed by 3 meters. Impossible. Our evasion algorithms aren't programmed for projectiles moving at .2 light speed," Derek finished. "No offense, but your ships move like they're dancing. Predictable once you chart the pattern." The silence that followed made Derek's palms sweat. Kyle was staring at him like he'd just armed every nuke on the ship. Then the Zalthrine spoke again, and this time Derek heard it clearly. "Amusement. You will come aboard our vessel, Captain Derek Stone." "That's a negative," Derek said immediately. It was not a request. "Still negative. You struck our Queen's personal ship. You insulted our tactical doctrine, and you did both with confidence." The voice dropped lower. "She wants to meet the creature who thinks he understands us." Derek's blood went cold. "Your Queen is on that ship?" "She is on this ship, and she is listening. Come now, or we reduce your world to ash." Maya's face had gone white. Kyle's hand hovered over the firing controls. Derek looked at the tactical display. At Earth, 8 light hours behind them, at the Zalthrine ship that could end everything. "Fine," he said. "I'm coming. Alone, obviously." The line went dead. The Zalthrine teleportation felt like being pulled through a straw made of ice and lightning. Derek materialized in a chamber that hurt to look at. The walls shifted between solid and liquid, colors bleeding into sounds that tasted like copper. He stumbled, fighting down nausea, and forced his eyes to focus. The Queen sat on something that might have been a throne, or might have been alive. She was tall, impossibly tall. Her skin shimmered like oil on water, black and purple in colors Derek had no names for. 4 arms, elegant and deadly. Her face was almost human, except for the eyes. 3 of them, arranged in a triangle, each one reflecting a different version of Derek back at himself. "Kneel," said a Zalthrine guard to his left. The creature held a weapon that hummed with barely contained energy. Derek stayed standing. I don't kneel. The Queen's eyes focused on him all at once. The temperature in the room dropped 10 degrees. Your species kneels to gravity, she said. Her voice was the same one from the transmission, but richer in person. It resonated in his chest. You kneel to your own mortality. You kneel to entropy itself. Different kind of kneeling, Derek said. One of her hands made a gesture. The guard stepped back, confused. Tell me, Captain Derek Stone. The Queen leaned forward slightly. Do you fear me? Terrified, Derek admitted. But I'm still not kneeling. Something flickered across her face. Surprise, maybe. She rose from her throne and descended 3 steps that hadn't existed a moment before. She was even taller up close, nearly 8 feet. She circled him slowly, studying. Your weapon surprised us, she said. Good. Nothing surprises us. Apparently we do. She stopped in front of him. This close, he could smell her. Ozone and something sweeter. Dangerous. We have conquered 47 species, the Queen said softly. 47 civilizations, each believing themselves unique, special, capable of resistance. Her center eye locked onto his. They all knelt eventually, or died. Then you've met 47 species who gave up too easy, Derek said. Her head tilted. Explain? You said our technology is primitive. You're right. We've got chemical rockets and kinetic weapons while you're bending space-time and singing through quantum channels. Derek met her 3-eyed gaze without flinching. But we don't need better technology. We just need to be more stubborn than you. Stubborn, she repeated, tasting the word. Yeah. See, those other 47 species probably had honor codes, rules of engagement, logical surrender conditions. Derek smiled, and it wasn't friendly. We don't. We'll throw rocks if we run out of bullets. We'll ram ships if we run out of missiles. We'll fight with our bare hands if we have to. And we'll do it smiling because at least we're still fighting. The Queen stared at him. Her guards shifted nervously. You're insane, she said finally. Probably, Derek agreed. But we're the insane species that just put a hole in your flagship with century-old technology, so maybe insane works. Silence filled the chamber. Derek could hear his own heartbeat, too fast, too loud. Then the Queen did something Derek didn't expect. She laughed. It sounded like crystal breaking, beautiful and terrifying. Her guards looked at each other in what Derek was pretty sure was panic. Century-old technology, she said, still laughing. You mock us with relics. I'm not mocking you, Derek said carefully. I'm just saying maybe you've gotten used to fighting civilizations that make sense. We don't make sense. We've been killing each other with progressively creative methods for 10,000 years. We've perfected war against ourselves. He paused. You really want to see what happens when we focus all that creativity on you? The laughter stopped. The Queen moved closer. So close Derek could see patterns swirling beneath her skin like living tattoos. Her breath was cold against his face. You speak as though you have already won, she whispered. No, Derek said. I speak as though losing doesn't scare me as much as it should, and that's what makes us dangerous. Her 3 eyes searched his face, looking for something. Fear, maybe. Or lies. She found neither. Your species is either the bravest we have encountered, the Queen said slowly, or the most foolish. Can't it be both? Another flicker of expression, almost a smile. You attacked my flagship, she said. Damaged my ship. Disrupted my fleet's formation. By every law of my empire, you have earned death. Derek's muscles tensed, ready for whatever came next. But, the Queen continued, you also did something no species has done in 3,000 years. What's that? Her center eye gleamed. You made me curious. She turned away, ascending the steps back to her throne. When she sat, the room's oppressive weight lifted slightly. I will give humanity a choice, the Queen announced. Surrender now. Accept client status under Zalthrine rule. Your species will be preserved, educated, elevated beyond your primitive state. And if we refuse? Derek asked, though he already knew. Then we will see if your stubbornness burns brighter than our Starfleet. The Queen's smile was sharp enough to cut. I do hope you refuse, Captain. It has been so long since we faced a challenge. Derek looked at her, at the guards, at the impossible architecture of the ship around him. I'll relay your offer to Earth, he said. You already know their answer. Yeah, Derek admitted, but they deserve to hear the question. The Queen gestured. Return him to his vessel, unharmed. As the teleportation field began to form around Derek, the Queen spoke once more. Captain Derek Stone, when we meet again on the battlefield, I will personally destroy your ship. Derek grinned as the universe pulled him apart. Looking forward to it, Your Majesty. The last thing he saw was the Queen's expression. She was smiling too. Derek rematerialized on his bridge, gasping for air. Maya caught him before he hit the deck. Sir, are you injured? She asked, scanning him frantically. Fine, Derek wheezed. Just really hate teleportation. Kyle was already at tactical, weapons hot. Captain, their fleet is moving into attack formation. 37 ships. We're outnumbered and outgunned. Stand down, Derek ordered, straightening. They're not attacking yet being the key word, Maya muttered. Derek moved to his command chair, mind racing. The Queen's offer echoed in his head. Surrender or die. Except she'd smiled when he left. Like she wanted the fight? Get me a secure channel to Earth Command, Derek said. Priority Alpha. The connection took 40 seconds. Admiral Richard Cole's weathered face appeared on screen, concern etched deep in the lines around his eyes. Stone, report. We detected weapons fire. I met their Queen, sir. Cole's expression froze. You what? She invited me aboard. Made an offer. Surrender and become their clients, or they burn us down. Derek leaned forward. Sir, I don't think they've ever fought anyone who actually hurt them back. The Queen seemed almost excited when I refused to kneel. Excited? Cole repeated flatly. They've conquered 47 species, Admiral. Every one folded eventually. They think we will too. Derek's jaw set. I think we should prove them wrong. Cole was quiet for a long moment. The Zalthreen have faster ships, better shields, and energy weapons that make our nukes look like fireworks. Our projections give us a 3% survival probability. 3% is better than 0, sir. It's also statistically insignificant. Then let's make it significant. Derek pulled up his tactical data. I damaged their flagship with a railgun, Admiral. One shot. Their shields aren't designed for kinetic impacts at relativistic speeds. They've been fighting energy-based civilizations for so long they forgot about the basics. Cole's eyes narrowed. You want to arm the entire fleet with railguns? Already armed, sir. We just need to use them right. Zalthreen move in formation, predictable patterns. They're arrogant. They think tactics are beneath them because they've never needed strategy. Derek's voice hardened. Let's teach them why humans wrote the art of war 3,000 years ago. You're asking me to commit every ship we have to a battle we can't win? No, sir. I'm asking you to commit every ship we have to a battle they think they've already won. Big difference. Cole studied him through the screen. What did you say to their Queen, Captain? Derek smiled grimly. I told her we're too stubborn to know when we're beaten. And her response? She said she hopes we refuse to surrender because it's been too long since they faced a challenge. Cole's expression shifted. Something dangerous crept into his eyes. They want to fight. They want a glorious victory over primitives who dare resist. Let's give them a war instead. The Admiral sat back in his chair. Derek could practically see the calculations running behind those eyes. The lives, the cost, the impossible odds. If we do this, Cole said slowly, there's no going back. They'll commit their full force to exterminating us. They were going to do that anyway, sir. At least this way we make them bleed for it. Cole nodded once. Decision made. I'll issue the mobilization order. Every ship, every station, every orbital platform. We throw everything at them. And the civilian population? Already evacuating to the underground cities. If we lose in orbit, they'll have to dig us out bunker by bunker. Cole's smile was cold. Even if we fall, we'll make sure the Zalthreen remember the price of conquering Earth. Scorched Earth Protocol, Derek said approvingly. Scorched everything protocol. Cole glanced off screen. Fleet will reach your position in 6 hours. Until then, you're our forward observer. Keep them interested, but don't engage. We need them confident. Understood, sir. And Stone? Good work not kneeling. Command is proud. The transmission ended. Derek turned to find his entire bridge crew staring at him. Well, Maya said carefully, I guess we're doing this. Damn right we are. Derek pulled up the fleet coordination display. Kyle, I need a firing solution that accounts for their evasion patterns. Maya, start calculating intercept points for our railgun volleys. I want overlapping fields of fire, no escape vectors. Sir, Kyle interrupted, we have an incoming message from the Zalthreen flagship. Audio only. Derek tensed. Put it through. The Queen's voice filled the bridge, amused and deadly. Captain Derek Stone, I detect communications with your homeworld. Have they accepted my generous offer? Derek met Maya's eyes. She nodded, ready. Afraid not, Your Majesty. Earth's official response is, and I quote, come and take it. Silence. Then that crystal-breaking laugh again. Delightful. Your species truly is insane. We prefer determined. You prefer death, apparently. The Queen's tone shifted, became formal. By the authority of the Zalthreen Empire, I declare humanity in violation of imperial law. You have 6 of your hours to reconsider. After that, we will demonstrate why 47 civilizations chose wisdom over pride. 6 hours, Derek repeated. That's generous. I am not generous, Captain. I am thorough. When I crush your fleet, I want your people to know they had every chance to avoid it. I want them to understand their leaders chose extinction. Her voice dropped to something almost intimate. And I want you to watch Derek Stone as your stubborn species learns the price of defiance. The use of his first name sent a chill down Derek's spine. See you in 6 hours, Your Majesty. Indeed you will. The connection severed. Kyle exhaled shakily. She sounds really confident. Good, Derek said. Confidence makes you sloppy. Maya, how long until the fleet arrives? 5 hours, 40 minutes. Derek smiled. Perfect. That gives us 20 minutes to surprise them. Sir, Maya asked, the Queen expects us to wait, to gather our forces and make a heroic last stand. Derek pulled up the tactical display, fingers flying across controls. What? So, let's not do that. Let's hit them first. Kyle's eyes widened. You want to attack their entire fleet with one ship? I want to piss them off, Derek corrected. I want them angry, I want them overconfident, and I want them so focused on killing me that they don't see the real attack coming. Maya grinned suddenly, understanding. You're making yourself bait. Best bait they'll ever see. Derek settled into his command chair. All hands, battle stations. Let's go pick a fight we absolutely cannot win. The bridge lights shifted to red. Outside, 37 Zalthreen warships waited like elegant predators. Derek couldn't stop smiling. The first railgun shot screamed past the Zalthreen destroyer at .8 light speed, missing by centimeters. The second shot didn't miss. Metal punched through shields, through hull, through whatever served as the destroyer's engine core. The alien ship lurched sideways, venting atmosphere in a glittering spiral. Direct hit, Kyle shouted. Their formation is breaking. Derek watched the tactical display as 36 remaining ships scattered like startled fish. Beautiful ships, he noted. Graceful curves and impossible angles. Completely impractical for combat maneuvering. They're hailing us, Maya reported. It's the Queen. She sounds angry. Good. Put her through. The Queen's voice crackled with barely restrained fury. You dare attack during a ceasefire? You gave us 6 hours to surrender, Derek said, yanking the ship hard to port as energy beams sliced through the space they'd just occupied. You didn't say we couldn't use that time creatively. You destroyed one of my ships. Technically, I crippled it. Big difference. Derek grinned at the view screen. Also, your formation is terrible, way too clustered. Any competent fleet would maintain dispersal to prevent chain reaction damage. Silence, the kind that precedes violence. You lecture me on tactics? The Queen's voice was ice. You, who command a single primitive vessel against my armada? Someone should. Your captains move like they're in a parade, not a battle. It's embarrassing, honestly. Maya shot him a look that clearly said, "Stop taunting the alien queen who can vaporize us." Derek ignored her. "Look, I'm just saying," he continued, throwing the ship into a dive that made the artificial gravity groan. "You've got superior technology, superior numbers, and you're still fighting like you're showing off for tourists? Where's the aggression? The unpredictability? The basic understanding of combat geometry?" Another energy beam carved past their hull. "Closer, this time. I will personally ensure your death is prolonged," the Queen hissed. "Yeah, you mentioned. Hey, question. Do Zalthrine ships have reverse thrust?" "What?" "Reverse. You know. Backwards. Because I've been watching your fleet for 10 minutes now, and every single ship only moves forward or laterally. Never back. Seems like a design flaw." He was right. Derek had noticed it during the first encounter. Zalthrine ships were built for pursuit and overwhelming force. Not retreat, not defensive maneuvering. "Our ships are perfect," the Queen snapped. "Then why can't they catch one primitive human vessel?" Derek cut the engines entirely, letting momentum carry them while he redirected all power to weapons. "We've been dancing for 10 minutes and you haven't landed a single solid hit." The tactical display showed Zalthrine ships repositioning, trying to box them in. Predictable. They were herding him toward the flagship, probably so the Queen could kill him personally. Perfect. Kyle, load railgun slugs 4 through 9. Maya, calculate a slingshot trajectory around that gas giant. Maximum velocity. "Sir, that'll take us directly into the flagship's firing arc," Maya protested. "Exactly." Understanding dawned on Kyle's face. "You magnificent, crazy bastard." "Language?" Derek said mildly, then keyed to calm. "Your Majesty, since you're so confident, how about we make this interesting?" "Interesting?" The Queen's voice carried dark amusement now. "Anticipation. 1-on-1, your flagship versus mine. No interference from your fleet, just you and me." Derek watched the enemy ships tightening their formation. Almost there, unless you're worried a primitive might embarrass you in front of your subjects. The pause lasted exactly 3 seconds. "You challenge me to single combat? I challenge you to prove your ships are as perfect as you claim." Another pause. Derek could almost hear her thinking, weighing pride against tactics. Pride won. It always did. "Accepted," the Queen declared. "All ships stand down. This prey is mine." The Zalthrine fleet stopped advancing. 36 ships hung in space, watching. The flagship accelerated forward alone. "She actually went for it," Maya breathed. "Arrogance," Derek said. "It's universal, apparently. Execute slingshot maneuver in 3-2. 1, mark." The ship dove toward the gas giant, engine screaming. The planet's gravity well grabbed them, whipping them around at velocities that made the hull creak. Behind them, the Zalthrine flagship followed. Larger and faster and utterly confident. "Weapons charging," Kyle reported. "Enemy weapons charging, too." "Sir, their flagship's main cannon could vaporize us in one shot. Then we don't let them shoot first." Derek watched the trajectory calculations, waiting for the exact right moment. "Maya, how long until our fleet arrives?" 4 hours, 18 minutes. "And how long can we keep the Queen busy?" Maya checked her console. "In single combat against a ship 10 times our size?" Optimistically, 12 minutes before we're debris. "Then we better make them the best 12 minutes of her life." Derek's hands flew across the controls. "Coming around the planet in 5, 4, 3. They whipped around the gas giant's far side, the flagship right behind them. Except Derek had calculated the trajectory perfectly. The planet's gravity slingshot them forward at impossible speed, while the Zalthrine ship, heavier and more massive, lagged just slightly behind. 3 seconds. That's all the window he had. "Fire everything," Derek commanded. 6 railgun slugs erupted from their weapons ports simultaneously, each one following a slightly different trajectory to account for possible evasion. The Zalthrine flagship tried to dodge. Its graceful hull shifted left, energy shields flaring bright. 5 slugs hit the shields and shattered. The 6th one, the one Derek had aimed low while the Queen dodged high, punched clean through the shield gap and tore into the flagship's lower hull. "Hit!" Kyle roared. "Actual damage to the flagship!" The Queen's voice exploded through the speakers, no longer cold or amused. Raw, primal fury. "Impossible. Our shields are impenetrable." "Your shields are optimized for energy dispersion," Derek shot back, already plotting the next attack run. "They're terrible against kinetic impacts. Did nobody on your engineering team consider that? You will die for this insult." The flagship's main cannon lit up, a sphere of energy that looked like a tiny star forming at its bow. Evasive. Derek yanked them hard starboard. The energy beam missed by meters, close enough that their shields screamed in protest and the bridge lights flickered. "Too close," Maya gasped. "Just close enough," Derek corrected. "She's angry now. Angry means mistakes. Kyle, reload. Maya, plot another slingshot. Same maneuver, different angle." "Sir, she'll expect it this time." "Probably, so we'll add a twist." Derek studied the tactical display. The Zalthrine fleet was still holding position, watching their queen hunt a single human ship. "Think she'll stay committed to single combat if we make her look bad again?" "Her pride won't let her call for help," Maya said. "But her fleet might intervene anyway." "Not if they're too far away to help in time." Derek pulled up a star chart. "There, that asteroid field. We lead her in there, use the debris for cover, keep hitting and running until our fleet arrives." Kyle checked his weapons display. "We've got ammunition for maybe 8 more volleys. Then we better make them count." Derek opened the comm one more time. "Your Majesty, I have to say, for a species that's conquered 47 civilizations, you're really struggling with number 48. The response was immediate and incandescent with rage. "I will mount your skull on my throne." Derek grinned at Maya. "I think she likes me." The flagship accelerated, closing the distance, weapons blazing, and Derek ran, leading the Queen of the Zalthrine Empire on a chase that would buy humanity just enough time to bring the real fight to her doorstep. The asteroid field swallowed them whole. Derek pushed the ship through gaps that shouldn't exist, scraping past tumbling rocks the size of buildings. Behind them, the Zalthrine flagship followed with impossible grace, shields deflecting debris that would have shattered a human vessel. "She's gaining," Maya warned. "Let her." Derek cut, thrust, and spun the ship 180 degrees, still coasting backward through the field. "Kyle, fire on my mark." The flagship emerged around a massive asteroid, weapons primed, and found itself staring directly down their railgun barrels. "Mark!" 3 slugs launched. The Queen tried to dodge, but the asteroids boxed her in. 2 rounds struck shields. The 3rd punched through the same weak point as before, tearing a new wound in the flagship's hull. "She's venting atmosphere!" Kyle shouted. Derek didn't wait to watch. He spun the ship again and burned hard, putting a moon-sized asteroid between them and the enemy. The Queen's voice crackled through, damaged now, distorted by what sounded like alarms blaring in the background. "You fight without honor. I fight to win," Derek replied. "There's a difference. Hiding behind rocks? Striking from ambush? This is cowardice." Derek laughed, genuinely amused. "Your Majesty, with all due respect, you brought 37 ships to kill 1. Don't talk to me about fair fights." Silence. Then quieter, almost curious. "You are not afraid of death." "Terrified of it, actually. That's why I'm trying really hard not to die." "Yet you challenged me to single combat. I challenged you to keep your fleet busy while my people prepare. Derek checked the tactical readout. 3 hours until Earth's fleet arrived. You're smart enough to know that, so why did you accept? The pause stretched long enough that Derek thought she'd cut the connection. Because, the Queen said finally, in 3,000 years, no one has dared. Something in her voice made Derek's hands still on the controls. Not anger. Something else. Something almost like loneliness. 47 species, she continued, and every one of them begged, pleaded, offered tribute, surrendered their dignity before we even fired a shot. Her voice carried strange weight. You are the first to strike back. The first to wound me, the first to make me feel what? Alive. Derek's blood went cold. You're enjoying this. I am. The Queen's laugh was different now, not mocking, but genuine. For the first time since I took the throne, I am fighting something that fights back. Do you understand how rare that is? How precious? You're insane. No, Captain Derek Stone. I am bored. I have been bored for centuries. The flagship appeared suddenly from behind a different asteroid, cutting off his escape route, and you have reminded me what it feels like to hunt prey that has teeth. Energy beams lanced out. Derek dove, throwing the ship into a spiral that made his vision blur. The beams carved through asteroids like they were paper, sending fragments spinning in every direction. She's hurting us, Maya gasped, fighting the G-forces. She was right. Every shot was calculated, not to hit them, but to drive them toward open space, away from cover. Kyle, how much ammunition left? 4 slugs. Not enough. Not nearly enough. The asteroid field was thinning. Ahead, open space beckoned like a killing floor. Derek made a decision. Maya, all power to engines. Kyle, load our last 4 rounds into a single firing solution. Sir, that's against safety protocols. The railgun could overload. I'm counting on it. Derek pushed the ship to maximum burn, racing toward open space. When we clear the field, I'm going to flip and brake hard. The Queen will overshoot. That's when you fire everything. If the railgun doesn't explode, Maya pointed out, if it explodes, we were dead anyway. At least this way we take her with us. They burst from the asteroid field into clear space. Derek immediately reversed thrust, the sudden deceleration slamming them forward against their restraints. The Zalthrine flagship shot past them exactly as predicted. Now! Derek roared. Kyle fired. 4 railgun slugs launched simultaneously from an overloaded weapon system, screamed toward the flagship's exposed engines. The railgun immediately began tearing itself apart, warning klaxons shrieking. 3 slugs hit the shields and dispersed. The 4th, blessed by either luck or physics, found the exact microscopic gap created when the shields recycled between impacts. It struck the flagship's main drive. The explosion was beautiful. A sphere of blue-white energy that expanded slowly, majestically, consuming the flagship's entire aft section. The mighty vessel lurched forward, engines dead, spinning slowly in the void. Derek's crew erupted in cheers. "We did it!" Kyle was shouting. "We actually killed their flagship!" "No," Derek said quietly, watching the tactical display. "We didn't. The flagship was damaged, crippled, but not destroyed." And now the rest of the Zalthrine fleet was moving, 36 ships abandoning their holding positions and burning hard toward them. "Oh," Maya said. "We made them angry." "Really angry," Derek agreed. The comm crackled. The Queen's voice strained but alive. "Impressive, Captain. You have damaged my ship beyond immediate repair. You have humiliated me before my fleet. You have proven yourself the most dangerous prey I have ever hunted." Derek waited for the death threat instead. "And I have never wanted anything more than I want to crush you." There was something in her voice that made Derek's skin prickle. Not just rage. Something heated, intense. "The feeling's mutual, Your Majesty." "Good." He could hear the smile. "My fleet will reach you in 11 minutes. Your reinforcements will arrive in 2 hours, 53 minutes. You cannot escape. You cannot win. What will you do with your final moments, Derek Stone?" Derek looked at his crew. At Maya, brilliant and brave. At Kyle, loyal beyond reason. At the bridge crew who'd followed him into this insanity without hesitation. "We keep fighting," he said simply. "It's what humans do." "Yes," the Queen whispered. "Yes, it is." The 36 Zalthrine ships closed in like a tightening noose. Derek checked his weapons. The railgun was slag, completely destroyed by the overload. They had missiles, lasers, and one damaged human ship against an alien armada. "All hands," he announced, ship-wide. "This is the captain. I won't lie to you. The next few hours are going to be bad. We're outnumbered, outgunned, and out of miracles." He paused. "But Earth is watching. Our fleet is coming. And every second we survive is one more second humanity has to prepare. So we're going to make these aliens earn every inch. We're going to show them what happens when you pick a fight with a species too stupid to know when we're beaten." Silence on the bridge. Then Kyle started laughing. Maya joined him. Soon the entire crew was laughing, the kind of manic laughter that comes from staring at certain death and choosing defiance anyway. "Helm," Derek ordered. "Set course directly toward their fleet." "Sir?" "They expect us to run. So we attack instead." Derek settled into his command chair one last time. "Let's go say hello." The ship turned, aligned, and burned toward the approaching armada. Above them, the stars watched humanity make its stand. The first missile struck a Zalthrine cruiser dead center. The second and third followed before the aliens could even react. Derek's ship dove through the enemy formation like a knife through silk. Too close for their big guns to track. Too fast for their targeting systems to predict. "They're scattering," Maya shouted, disbelief in her voice. She was right. The Zalthrine fleet, so confident minutes ago, was breaking formation. They'd never fought an enemy willing to charge directly into their guns. Their doctrine had no answer for it. "Maintain attack speed," Derek commanded. "Keep them confused." A destroyer tried to block their path. Kyle put a missile through its bridge. The ship went dark and drifted. 2 hours until the fleet arrives," Maya reported. "Sir, we can't possibly last that long." "We don't have to last. We just have to make enough noise that Earth sees us fight." An energy beam grazed their starboard side, shields dropping to 30%. Then 20. The ship shuddered under repeated impacts. "Shields critical," someone called out. Derek yanked them through a barrel roll that brought them alongside another Zalthrine vessel. This close, he could see aliens moving behind their transparent viewports, pointing at the crazy human ship that refused to die. "Fire everything at point-blank range," Derek said. They did. Missiles, lasers, even the emergency cutting torches. The Zalthrine ship's shields buckled under the assault and it peeled away, damaged. "Captain!" Maya's voice was urgent. "The flagship is moving." Derek's heart sank. The Queen's crippled vessel was rotating, bringing its forward weapons to bear. Even damage that main cannon could vaporize them. "Evasive pattern Delta," Derek ordered, already knowing it was futile. The flagship's cannon began to glow, building charge. Then space itself tore open. Hundreds of human ships dropped out of faster-than-light travel, filling the void with Earth's entire military fleet. Carriers, destroyers, frigates, even civilian vessels hastily armed with whatever weapons they could mount. "They came early," Kyle breathed. Admiral Cole's voice boomed across all frequencies. "All ships, weapons free. Show them what humanity does to invaders." The human fleet opened fire as one, thousands of railgun slugs and missiles creating a wall of metal and fire. The Zalthrine formation, already disrupted by Derek's attack, shattered completely. "Captain Stone," the Admiral's voice came through on a private channel, "you held them for 3 hours. Command says that's impossible." "Tell Command they're welcome to try it next time, sir." Cole actually laughed. "Get your ship to the medical frigate." "That's an order." "Negative, Admiral. We still have some fight left." "Stone." The Queen's voice cut across all channels, silencing everyone. "Enough." Every ship, human and Zalthrine alike, stopped firing. Something in her tone demanded obedience. "Captain Derek Stone," the Queen said, her voice carrying across the void. "Approach my flagship. Alone. One final time." "It's a trap," Maya hissed. Probably, Derek agreed. He opened a channel. Why should I? Because I am offering terms. The silence that followed was absolute. In 3,000 years, the Zalthreen had never offered terms. They conquered or they annihilated. Admiral Cole's voice was tight. Stone, advise. Derek studied the tactical display. The human fleet outnumbered the Zalthreen now, but the aliens still had superior technology. This could turn into a bloodbath that neither side would survive. One knighted. I'm going, Derek decided. Captain, it's what I do, Admiral. Get into situations I probably won't survive. Derek stood. Maya, you have the bridge. If this goes wrong, don't wait for me. Just fight. The teleportation took him directly to the Queen's throne room. The chamber was darker now, damaged emergency lights casting strange shadows. The Queen sat on her throne, 3 of her guards flanking her. She looked different. Tired? Maybe. Or something else. You cost me 12 ships, she said without preamble. You crippled my flagship. You humiliated me before my entire empire. You're welcome. A ghost of a smile. I could still destroy your fleet. We'd take most of yours with us. Yes. She leaned forward. Yes, you would. Do you know what that means, Derek Stone? That we're evenly matched? That you are the first species in 3,000 years to make the Zalthreen Empire bleed? She stood, descending the steps. 47 civilizations fell before us because they were wise. Logical. They calculated odds and chose survival over pride. She stopped in front of him. Your species is none of those things. You are reckless, stubborn, and apparently incapable of surrender. You say that like it's a bad thing? It is the most beautiful thing I have ever encountered. The Queen's center eye locked onto his. I came to conquer you. Instead, you have reminded me what it means to truly live, to face an opponent who makes victory uncertain. Derek's throat went dry. What are you saying? I am saying the Zalthreen Empire will withdraw from human space. I am saying your species has earned something no other has, our respect. She moved closer, impossibly close. And I am saying that I will remember you, Captain Derek Stone, for the rest of my very long life. Just like that, you're leaving? For now. Her smile was dangerous. But we will return in 50 years. In 100. When your species has grown stronger, when you have perfected your crude weapons and spread across the stars. Her voice dropped to a whisper. And when we meet again, it will not be as conquerors and victims. It will be as equals, as rivals. Derek understood then. She wasn't retreating. She was giving humanity time to become a worthy opponent. You're insane, he said. Yes. Well, the Queen reached out with one slender hand and touched his face, her skin cold and electric. As are you. Perhaps that is why I find your species so captivating. If we're so captivating, why not stay? Really find out what we're capable of? Because, the Queen said softly, if I stay, I will either destroy you or you will destroy me. Neither outcome serves my purpose. Better to let you grow, let you spread. Let you become the challenge I have waited millennia to find. She stepped back. Go, Derek Stone. Return to your people. Tell them the Zalthreen will return when humanity is ready to meet us as equals. And if we're never ready? Her laugh was genuine warmth. Oh, you will be. Your species does not know how to be anything but ready for war. The teleportation field began to form. Wait, Derek said. One question. Why me? Why did you really accept my challenge? The Queen's 3 eyes gleamed. Because when you stood before me the first time, you looked at the being who has conquered 47 civilizations, who commands fleets that have burned worlds, who is feared across 1,000 systems. She smiled. And you were not impressed. In that moment, I knew I had finally found something worth my attention. Derek found himself smiling back. I'll see you in 100 years then, Your Majesty. I am counting on it. He materialized on his bridge to chaos. his crew shouting, the Admiral demanding explanations, sensors showing the Zalthrine fleet already beginning to withdraw. Derek held up a hand for silence and opened a channel to Earth. This is Captain Derek Stone. The Zalthrine are leaving. We won. The cheering started on his bridge and spread across every human ship in the fleet. They'd done it. Humanity had faced an empire that had conquered 47 civilizations and survived. No, more than survived. Thrived. Admiral Cole appeared on screen, tears in his eyes. How did you do it, Stone? Derek thought about the Queen's words. About respect earned through stubborn defiance. About a species too reckless to know when it was beaten. We just reminded them that humanity doesn't kneel, sir. We never have. We never will. Outside the viewports, the Zalthrine fleet folded space and vanished. Somewhere in the darkness, Derek knew the Queen was watching. Waiting. Planning their next meeting. He couldn't wait.